Hi, I'm Mike from 1A Auto. We've been selling auto parts for over 30 years. We're dedicated to delivering quality auto parts, expert customer service, fast and free shipping, all backed by our 100% satisfaction guarantee. So visit us at 1aauto.com, your trusted source for quality auto parts.
In this video, we're going to be working with our 1996 GMC Sierra K1500. We're going to show you how to remove and replace the fuel lines from your injection unit to the back of the engine on a V8. If you like this video, please click subscribe. We have a ton more information on this and many other vehicles. And if you ever need parts for your truck, you can follow the link down in the description over to 1aauto.com. Here are the items you'll need for this repair. Lift up on the latches and remove the upper portion of your airbox. Unplug the intake air temp and mass airflow sensors. Pop the breather line off and undo the thumb screw. Rock the upper part of the intake forward and remove it from the vehicle. You'll notice we've removed several other electrical connectors, breather hoses, and other various components. This is not necessarily a requirement to remove these lines, but you may want to move some things out of the way to get better access to the fuel lines. Remove the cap on the fuel Schrader valve. And it's usually best to use a fuel pressure test tool to thread on there, which usually has a relief hose on it that you can place into an appropriate container. But you just want to push down here and make sure you bleed off any pressure in the fuel system. Using a T20 Torx driver, you can use a screwdriver or a bit and a ratchet like I am here. Remove the two screws securing the distributor cap onto the distributor. Now we're only doing this to gain access to the fuel lines, so you should just be able to unscrew the cap and push it back and out of the way without undoing any of your plug wires. If you do find the need to undo your plug wires, just be sure to mark where they came off of so they all go back in the same place. Now, you're not really going to be able to see the other T20 because it's on the back side of the cap, but you can see the little indent there and just kind of do that one by feel. And where this screw is hard to reach and see and you don't want to drop it, I suggest lifting up on the cap while you unscrew it to keep it in there. And then once it's out, it should be a little easier to pop out and keep your hands on. We're gonna just move this out of the way. Using a 16mm flare nut wrench, loosen the fuel fittings on the back of the fuel lines. These are down behind the intake on the driver's side. And then remove the 10mm bolt securing the fuel line bracket to the back of the engine block. We'll do this with the 10mm socket, ratchet, and extension. Remove the two 8mm nuts securing the fuel lines onto the injector bracket here. You'll want to lift the bracket off first. The little hold down that we just unscrewed there. Remove that. And then pull the fuel lines out of the housing. You may need a little help prying these up. Remove those fuel lines completely. Reinstall the fuel lines. Reinstall the hold down bracket and the two 8mm nuts. Reinstall the fuel lines by getting the flare nuts lined up and threaded in and tightening them down with a 16mm wrench. You can then reinstall the 10mm hold down bolt to the fuel line bracket. And make sure you reinstall the cap on the fuel Schrader valve. Reinstall your distributor cap. The 2 T20 torque screws. I recommend doing the one in the front first because you can see it and line everything up, and it's easier to install the back one after that. Reinstall the intake tube by hooking the tab over the front of the throttle body and setting the back into place. Reinstall the thumb screw onto the stud. Reinstall the tube into the filter, as well as locking it into the back of the airbox. Reconnect your mass airflow and intake air temp sensors. Drop the lid back into place. Secure the tabs, install the breather line, and you're good to go.
Thanks for watching. Visit us at oneauto.com for quality auto parts, fast and free shipping, and the best customer service in the industry.